For the first time in modern history, men are lonelier than ever. Friendships have thinned, community has collapsed, and intimacy, the one thing they were taught to find their worth, feels increasingly out of reach. The result isn't just personal heartbreak. It's a full-scale epidemic. The numbers tell the story. Men are more likely than women to report having no close friends. Suicide rates are higher for men across every age bracket. 1/3 of young men haven't had sex in the past year. But this isn't about sex, it's about connection. Or rather, the void where connection used to exist. The blueprint for masculinity has been dismantled. Unlike women, who at least gain the language of empowerment, men have been left with silence. Be strong, don't cry. Man up. These scripts didn't disappear. They hardened. Men were left with a paradox. They were told to open up, but were punished for vulnerability. They were told to lead, but mocked for being toxic. They were told to provide, yet they were increasingly excluded from the roles that once defined them. In this vacuum, anger metastasizes. Loneliness turns into resentment. Online spaces swell with men who feel unseen, unwanted, and unnecessary. The so-called manosphere thrives not because men hate women, but because they fear invisibility in a world that values their labor, stoicism, and bodies less. Many retreat into digital echo chambers that promise belonging at the price of radicalization. This isn't just a men's problem. A generation of women is walking away from relationships they find exhausting, leaving a generation of men behind, unpartnered and unprepared. The two halves of a broken system drift further apart, both sure that the other side has stopped caring. The loneliness epidemic isn't just about solitude, it's about erasure. A man can scroll through his social media feeds and dating apps in his empty apartment and conclude that no one would notice if he disappeared, while the defining crisis for the modern woman is the prison of impossible standards. The defining crisis for the modern man is a void. In this unnerving silence, a sense of purpose once existed. While society expects women to be everything at once, many men feel that they are no longer needed at all. This isn't a complaint, but rather a diagnosis of a profound, invisible epidemic. A crisis of identity born from a collapse of belonging. For all its flaws, the old script for manhood was simple. Be the provider, protector, and rock. It was a map handed down for generations. That map is now useless. In an economy where women often out-earn their partners and a culture that rightly questions old power structures, traditional roles have become obsolete. Yet no new map has been drawn. Men were taught to be the foundation of a house that no longer exists. Now they stand in an open field wondering what to build next. This loss of purpose has severed the social ties that once united men. Over the past 3 decades, the number of people reporting having no close friends has quintupled. The U.S. Surgeon General has declared loneliness a public health crisis, one that disproportionately affects men who were taught from an early age to suppress vulnerability. They were taught to be islands, but now the oceans are rising. Third places, workshops, community halls, and social clubs where friendships once flourished have vanished, replaced by the isolating glow of a screen. The digital world rushes into this void. Online spaces offer camaraderie through games, forums, and memes. However, algorithms quickly direct the wounded and disoriented into echo chambers of resentment. Movements like the red pill or MGTOW are not the disease, they are symptoms. Angry, oversimplified responses to complex grief. They promise clarity, but only further wound us. While women are opting out of exhausting expectations, men are opting out of despair. Why participate if the social contract feels broken and their role is no longer relevant? This isn't aggression, it's retreat. It's a quiet, tragic unplugging from a society they no longer know how to navigate. The result is an epidemic of silence. Men are atomized, disconnected, and starving for purpose. They're told to man up in a world that can't tell them what up is anymore. This loneliness is not peaceful solitude. It's an aching absence, an echo in the void, waiting for something, anything, to answer back. While the pressure of an impossible standard defines the female experience, the male experience is marked by devastating loneliness. The old script for men has been torn up, but the new one is a blank page. Men and women are both casualties of the same broken design, each stranded on opposite sides of a widening divide. Empathy has been replaced with suspicion and connection with despair. In the silence, technology whispers its reply.